They're making money now off of depression. This is Harper's from this month. Literally, and what's amazing inside of here, in over half the trials used to approve the 6 leading antidepressants, the drugs failed to outperform the placebos. The drugs failed to outperform the placebo, the sugar pill. And in a way, we kind of laugh there. How many people have died? How many people have killed themselves and killed others? Yet the placebo didn't do the same. They said it outperformed the drugs. People felt better on sugar pills than they did on antidepressants. That's how evil this industry is. They're selling something. They even said in here is we don't even want to look into the sugar pill and how it was working, but it works better than the actual drug does. So why aren't they giving people sugar pills instead of cocaine? That's what we're trying to figure out now. This is how evil this industry is. Discover Magazine. Who's seen this yet? You guys got to get these magazines in your office. Discover Magazine. Listen to this. The American healthcare system is the worst in the industrialized world. Right there. Front lines. The worst in the industrialized world. They took 37 countries. They went in and analyzed. Your patients have to see this. Everyone you know has to see this. Because here's what they need to understand. In 37 countries, they measured to see how many people went to doctors in one of the countries. We won. We see doctors more than any other country. We take drugs. We took 70 or 80% more drugs than all the other countries combined. We have more doctors, more nurses, more hospitals, and more drugs than any other country combined. And guess who was the sickest country in the world? We were. They need to see this right in bold print. Plus, we lost in longevity. We're last in longevity, last in infant mortality. In burden of diseases, we sit in the basement of the industrialized world, this article says. We are the sickest country in the world. So is living in the medical model making us healthier? No. From what this article proves, without a shadow of a doubt, if your patients don't leave the medical model, they die early. If they die, it's sitting right there. Discover Magazine, Science Magazine, studying the 37, can anyone here name 37 countries? Now, you could probably name maybe 15. So there are countries that you couldn't imagine who beat us. France was #1, who drank more and smoked more and did worse than we did. And they still beat us in health. They were first. And it literally goes through, listen to this, spinal fusion industry. Surgeons treat low back pain by scraping out discs, screwing rods into lumbar vertebra. 150,000 fusions are performed a year at $20,000 each. No study has ever proved they help, it says. Never once did it prove it helped. To suggest that doctors prefer chasing dollars over treating real disease may seem unfair, but the facts speak for themselves. They're chasing dollars, not chasing diseases. We're getting sicker, sicker, and sicker as a country because all we're doing is it's all about money, and no one's telling them the truth. Then you see the offices who are thousands a week. Dr. Dave and Dr. Dan and I are about to speak, and what do we tell all the time? Everywhere we go to everyone, we tell the truth. We speak the truth. We're not afraid to speak the truth. Come take everything away from us. Leave my son and my family and my health. We'll live in a trailer, and I'll work all my way back up and get it all again. As much as I love everything I have right now, I'll do it all again. Because I'm going to tell the truth every single day. I've been up in front of the board already. I don't know how many of you have been in front. I've been in front of the board. My license has almost been taken away more than once already. I've sat there for telling success stories. In Illinois, you cannot tell your success stories. I tell success stories every day, everywhere, with videos everywhere, and they keep wanting to take my license away for that. And I won't stop telling the truth and spreading the story. Take my license, I'll figure out another way to keep telling the truth. You can't shut me up. You can take my license away. Maybe I'll take my hands away for a little while, but you won't take my mouth away. You'll never take my mouth away. And I can coach 900 more chiropractors in my area. If I'm not in the office adjusting 26 hours, I'll coach 900 more people in my area to see 1,000 more each, and I'll affect even more lives than they will, than they can imagine I'm doing. So whatever way, they can't stop me, ever.
What month is that?
That is, you won't be able to get it, but this is the last day was yesterday because I went everywhere to get it. This is the May 2007. The June one's already out. So all you do is go to the internet, and people sell them for like $3. You go on the internet and buy just about anything for $1 or $2 now. But after you saw what happened here, Harper says that Harper's Magazine, when in an interview, they said the antidepressant drugs, have been proven not to work over the placebo. New York Times, this was front page 2 in the New York Times just the other day, they got busted again. The doctors were getting paid $7,000 to prescribe the drugs to the children, Risperdal and all the other antidepressants. The psychiatrist got caught. You saw the New York Times front page. They were paying. The doctors admitted they got paid now to give children drugs. They're getting paid to give drugs to children. And then the next article right here, doctors are now prescribing antidepressants and antipsychotics to children under the age of 1. Children under the age of 1 now. Parents don't know the difference without you. They're clueless without you. They have no idea. Under the age of 1, yet we know it causes homicidal, suicidal effects, and causes severe brain damage. The reason why antidepressants work so well is because they numb the brain. They destroy the brain. They keep the serotonin up in the brain and destroy it. And now they're giving it to children under the age of 1. Could you even, where on earth would a child ever get depressed under the age of 1? Let alone under the age of, to me, under 80 being depressed. I couldn't even imagine that. Under the age of 1. Yeah, only in this country. The pharmaceutical companies, the doctors, the hospitals, it's mainly the pharmaceutical companies, but the doctors are right behind them. They got caught. They got caught giving them the drugs. They were getting paid to give people drugs, knowing the truth every single day. You know, the pharmaceutical companies are lying, and they're cheating, and they're stealing, and they're literally creating unbelievable, enormous crimes on humans right now in killing people. And they're spreading lies. They're teaching people that health comes from the outside, health doesn't come from within. That pills, shots, and surgeries heal you. That's not the truth. That's a lie. That's a full lie. But they need to keep the public understanding that health comes from drugs and health comes from surgeries, and keep going to your doctors. And because of this, we have epidemics now. We are now considered, I deal with autism, so I have the moms who come in. It's now 1 in about 86 children, they're saying now, are on the ASD spectrum disorder. Right now, 1 out of every 6 children have a learning disorder. We have an epidemic of diabetes right now. We have an epidemic of children's cancer on the rise. If you look at the diseases right now, there is no stoppage. It's going like this. It's not stopped. The only cancer that slowed down ever was breast cancer, because they stopped doing what? Giving HRT for a little while. So you can see a spike that went like this for a second, and then it went right back up. It never came down, though. It just slowed down. That we are getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and looking at Discover magazine showed it, that we are the sickest country in the world. So if drugs and surgeries and doctors kept us healthy, we would be the healthiest country. There's no, what else is there to say anymore? It's over. That it's time to spread a message, it's time to spread a truth to these people. They have to understand the truth, where health actually comes from. Because it doesn't come from pills, and it doesn't come from shots. What's happening, though, is your patients see these stats, and we show them these stats all the time. I sit in a doctor's board, and I'll be like, 1 billion people will die this year from drugs. You know what they still think? It's not going to be me. 5 billion people will die this year from drugs. They go up, it's not going to be me. Because that's the reality. They don't think it's going to be them. They don't think it's going to be them. You have to make sure you're loud enough communicating from compassion in your heart to realize it will be you. Tell me how it's not going to be you. Show me how it's not going to be you. If you're living in a medical model, it will be you. Living in a medical model means that you're waiting till you're sick to take care of yourself, building disease. You're taking dangerous medications on a regular basis, vaccinating your kids. That's living in a medical model. Not getting regular chiropractic care is living in a medical model, having a nerve system clear of interference. Not eating God's way. Not exercising the way God wants us to exercise. If you're doing those things, you will die sooner. A miserable death. If your children are in that model, they die sooner. And according to the new research, David Katz, MD, David Katz, he said that this is the first generation of children who will die before their parents. And these parents still think it's what? It's not going to be their kids.